जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज विहारी
जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज विहारी
गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवराधारी यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी
यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी
जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज विहारी गिरिवराधारी
गोपी जना वल्लभा जय गिरिवराधारी
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी
यमुना तीरवनचारी कुंज विहारी
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gavravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshadharine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome to all. Today we are going to discuss the second part of Ramanuja life history. In the previous session we have discussed how Ramanuja accepted sannyasa initiation from Kanchipurna in the temple of Lord Varadaraja. After accepting sannyasa initiation, he started preaching in Kanchipuram. There are many people, after hearing Ramanuja's taking sannyasa, they were not very happy. Some of them were not very happy. They started criticizing. Ramanuja had a young wife who was very beautiful like an Apsara. He is also prime of youth. But this person left his young wife who is very beautiful and accepted sannyasa. He is not an intelligent person. He is like a mad person. Many people who are very religious, they appreciated Ramanuja's decision on taking sannyasa. People, devotees in Kanchipuram, accepted Ramanuja as the Acharya in the Mata. Gradually many people started coming to meet Ramanuja, to hear from him about the science of devotional service. One of his nephew called Dasarathi, he became the first disciple of Ramanuja. Dasarathi was known for his scholarship in the Vedas. And second one was Kuresha. He became the second disciple of Ramanuja, who was known for his wonderful memory. One day, the mother of Yadava Prakasha, she was a very old woman. She came to temple of Varadaraja and had darshan of Lord. After having darshan, she was returning home. While she was returning from the temple, she happened to see Ramanuja was instructing his disciples. When she saw the beautiful face of Ramanuja, the purity and calmness of Ramanuja, she had a desire. Somehow if my son takes shelter of Ramanuja and become his disciple, then his life will become perfect. Then she went home and went and told Yadav Prakasha, my dear son, please accept Ramanuja as your guru and take initiation from him. In this way, you will become perfect. You will achieve perfection. Ever since Yadav Prakasha was envious of Ramanuja, he treated ill manner many times. Ever since he treated badly Ramanuja, he was disturbed. He was not peaceful at all. When his mother told about accepting Ramanuja as his master, it was very, very difficult for him to accept this, because he was a student. How can I accept him as my master? How can I accept the Vaishnava philosophy? It was difficult for him to accept the instruction of mother. He was not at all peaceful. One day, he went to meet Kanchipurna. Kanchipurna was an exalted devotee. Everyone would respect Kanchipurna for his exalted position. He would talk with even Lord Varadaraja. This Yadav Prakasha went and met Kanchipurna and told about his situation. that I am not at all peaceful, I am always disturbed, I am not able to sleep. Since you are great devotee of Lord Varadaraja, please give me some solution. Kanchipurna said to Yadava Prakasha, okay, now you can go home. Be peaceful, take rest. Come tomorrow. Today night I will pray to Lord Varadaraja. Tomorrow I will let you know about his instruction to you. Then Yadav Prakasha went home. Still he could not sleep, disturbed. He was contemplating on various aspects of accepting Ramanuja. The next day he came back and met Kanchipurna, and Kanchipurna explained to Yadav Prakasha about the greatness of Ramanuja and what benefit that you can derive by accepting him as your guru. After hearing this, he went home, and still he was not able to sleep. After some time he dozed off. In his dream, there was a saintly person appeared and repeatedly told Yadav Prakasha, please go and take shelter of Ramanuja. By taking shelter of Ramanuja, you will achieve perfection. Then suddenly he woke up, and still the saintly person who spoke to him, it's there in his mind. Then he decided to meet Ramanuja. He went to Kanchipuram, he went to Varadaraja Swami temple and saw Ramanuja, his wonderful face, just illuminating, and his guileless nature, serenity, purity. Then he accepted, Ramanuja, I can understand you are a true devotee of Lord Narayana. How do you say that the path of bhakti is the only means to achieve perfection? So Ramana said to Yadav Prakasha, you can ask this question to my disciple Kuresha. He will explain to you. Then he turned to Kuresha, asked the same question. Then Kuresha started explaining from the scriptures. He quoted many verses from the scriptures about the glories of devotional service. Simply by performing devotional service, one can achieve perfection. One can go to the abode of Lord Narayana. After hearing this wonderful explanation from Kuresha, Yadav Prakasha was struck with wonder. Immediately thoughts started crossing his mind about how he treated Ramanuja very badly in the past, about his mother instruction, about Kanchipurna's instruction, about the saintly person who appeared in his dream, about his instruction. After contemplating all these things, immediately fell at the feet of Ramanuja and begged forgiveness, my dear Ramanuja. Please forgive me for all the offenses that I committed against you. Please give me shelter unto your lotus feet. Ramanuja felt very much embarrassed to see his own teacher falling at his feet. Then he embraced his former teacher. Then with the mother, his Yadav Prakasha mother's blessings, Yadav Prakasha accepts sannyasa initiation from Ramanuja. By seeing his wonderful transformation of this Yadav Prakasha, all the people of Kanchipuram praised the glories of Ramanuja, about his influence. He saw Ramanuja saw his former teacher, Yadav Prakasha. He gave up all the bad things. He accepted the Vaishnava philosophy. And by seeing the sentiments of the devotional service of his former teacher, Ramanuja said to Yadav Prakasha, of course, he received the name called Govinda Dasa from Ramanuja after accepting sannyasa initiation. Then Ramanuja said to Yadav Prakasha, my dear Govinda, now you accept the path of devotional service. Hence, you are freed from all contamination. To remove your past sins, You must write the glories or duties of a true Vaishnavas. You must write a book which consists of the true duties of a true Vaishnava. Yadava Prakasha, the Govinda Dasa, was delighted to hear this from Ramanuja. He agreed. Then he wrote a book called Etidharma Samuchaya, explaining about the duties, proper duties of a true Vaishnava. After writing the book, he submitted to the lotus feet of Ramanuja. Ramanuja was very much pleased with his writings. Now after some time, Yadava Prakasha was almost 8-year-old. He passed away. When all these things were happening in Kanchipuram, in Srirangam, all the Vaishnavas, the disciples of Ramanujacharya, they were feeling vacant because there was no one was there to guide the disciples of Ramanujacharya. No one was there to explain about the Vaishnava Siddhanta. The desire of all the Vaishnavas are that Ramanuja should come to Srirangam and to become their guide so that they can hear from Ramanuja. Everyone knew about Ramanuja, about his greatness. Everyone was thinking in this way that Ramanuja should come back to Srirangam, should come to Srirangam and to become Acharya of the Mata. In fact, Mahaprabhu was sent to Kanchipuram to initiate Ramanuja and bring him to Srirangam. But Mahaprabhu left Kanchipuram abruptly and came to Srirangam. He could not succeed. He could not bring Ramanuja. That we discussed in the last session. So when Mahaprabhu came to know that Ramanuja had taken sannyasa initiation, he became sannyasi, he was very much pleased and immediately went to Ranganatha temple and prayed to Lord Ranganatha, "My dear Lord, please somehow bring Ramanuja to Srirangam." Lord Ranganatha was very much pleased by the prayers of Mahaprabhu and told Mahaprabhu, "My dear Mahaprabhu, please send Vararanga." Vararanga was the son of Ramanujacharya. He was very expert singer. He would sing bhajan in a melodious way. "Please send Vararanga to Kanchipuram and do bhajans to glorify, to please Lord Varadaraja. When Lord Varadaraja is pleased, he will certainly ask the benediction from Vararanga. At the time, Vararanga can ask Varadaraja to send Ramanuja to Srirangam. Because Ramanuja would not come to Srirangam unless he get permission from Varadaraja." This was instruction of Ranganatha to Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu immediately came and instructed Vararanga, "Please immediately go to Kanchipuram and sing the glories of Varadaraja," and instructed the same that was told by Lord Ranganatha. Immediately he left, Vararanga left to Kanchipuram and started singing the glories of Varadaraja. Many days passed. Varadaraja was very much pleased by the devotion of Vararanga. And Varadaraja said, "My dear Vararanga, I am very much pleased by your service. Now please ask any benediction that you desire." Then Vararanga said, "My dear Lord, I don't want anything. Please allow Ramanuja to take with me to Srirangam." Ramanuja was very sorry to leave Kanchipuram, to leave the service of Varadaraja, and also he will be missing the association of the great devotee Kanchipurna. At the same time, he was very happy that he will be in the midst of the disciples of Ramanujacharya. So one way he was not happy, another way he was very happy. Then he came with Vararanga to Srirangam. When he came, all the disciples of Ramanujacharya and other devotees were excited to see Ramanuja. It appeared for them that even Ramanujacharya has come back. When they would hear about the explanation of Ramanuja on Vaishnava Siddhanta, they were very happy. All satisfied. So Ramanuja would always give lecture on Vaishnava Siddhanta. After reaching Srirangam, after some time, Ramanuja thought of his cousin Govinda. Govinda was his cousin. He was very simple devotee. It was he who saved Ramanuja from the treacherous plot of Yadava Prakasha that we discussed in the previous session. Yadava Prakasha wanted to kill Ramanuja when he was studying under him. By seeing Ramanuja's exalted explanation, he thought that this person will become very famous and he will defeat the philosophy of Shankara. Therefore, I should not allow this at any point. The best thing is to kill this person. So then he thought, let me take all the boys, all the students to Kashi. While going, we'll kill this Ramanuja. So they were going. In between, Yadava Prakasha called all the students, this is the right time to finish Ramanuja. So when he was explaining to the students how to kill Ramanuja, Govinda heard this and he came and told Ramanuja about the plan of Yadava Prakasha. Then Ramanuja immediately left the place and reached his hometown. Yadava Prakasha thought that Ramanuja was killed by wild animals. Then he took all the disciples to Kashi, took bath and went to Kashi Vishwanath temple. After having darshan of Vishwanatha, they came to Kalahasti. The Kalahasti is almost 40-50 km from Tirupati. There Lord Shiva is worshipped there. When Govinda came to Kalahasti, ever since he saw Kashi Vishwanath, he developed attachment for Lord Shiva. So when he came to Kalahasti, he saw the deity form of Lord Shiva. He was very much captivated. Then he decided to stay there itself. He did not want to come back to his hometown. He told his teacher, my dear teacher, I don't want to return to home. I want to stay here. I want to serve Lord Shiva till end of my life. He became ardent devotee of Lord Shiva. Then he came back, Yadava Prakasha came and informed his mother Deeptimati about the decision of Govinda. Instead of becoming angry, upset, disturbed, Deeptimati was very much pleased. And she was very much proud of having a son who want to dedicate his life to serve the Lord. Since he became the devotee of Lord Shiva, Ramanuja was contemplating, after he took sannyasa, he was contemplating how to deliver, how to change his mind from worship of Lord Shiva to worship of Lord Vishnu. Then he wrote a letter to Shailapurna. Shailapurna was staying in Tirupati. He was serving Lord Balaji. And he wrote a letter to Shailapurna. Somehow please meet my cousin Govinda and change him from worshipping Lord Shiva to worshipping Lord Vishnu. After seeing the letter, Shailapurna went to Kalahasti. And he was explaining about the Vaishnava Siddhanta to devotees. One day, Govinda, he was going, he saw the powerful Vaishnava, Shailapurna, who was teaching Vaishnava Siddhanta. He was very much captivated by his teaching. Then he started hearing more and more. His habit was, would go to lake and take bath and collect some flowers and would go to temple and worship the Lord Shiva. So one day after hearing the discourse given by Shailapurna, he was going to take bath and he was collecting flowers. At the time Shailapurna asked Govinda, my dear holy man, for whom you are taking this flowers? At the time, Govinda said, I am taking these flowers to worship Lord Shiva. And Shailapurna said, this all meant for worship of Lord Vishnu. Then he said, Govinda said to Shailapurna, actually Lord is full. It does not require anything from us. It does not require anything from us. But whatever we offer with love, Lord is very much pleased. Since Lord Shiva took the poison while Mandra mountain was being churned and saved all the jivas, I want to serve Lord Shiva. I am taking this flower for serving Lord Shiva. Why do you make distinction between Lord Shiva and Vishnu? Both are one and the same. When Shailapurna heard this, he thought, this person is not only worshipping demigod, and he is the follower of impersonalism. He is concluding that is only one God, that Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, all are one and same. Then Shailapurna started explaining about Vaishnava Siddhanta, that Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Rest all the people are his servant. So when he heard the explanation given by Shailapurna, he gave up the worship of Lord Shiva and accept the path of Vaishnavas, accept the path of devotional service unto Lord Vishnu. Then he begged initiation from Shailapurna. Then Shailapurna gave initiation. After giving initiation, he told, my dear Govinda, please immediately go to Srirangam and assist your cousin Ramanuja. He is living in Srirangam. Please immediately go. So after hearing from his spiritual master, Govinda, he was not willing to leave the association of his spiritual master, but still it's order of his guru. Therefore he left Tirupati. He came to Srirangam. And after coming to Srirangam, he was not feel happy. He was feeling separation, feeling lamentation due to being separated from his spiritual master. Then he took permission from Ramanuja, said, I want to go to Tirupati, I want to render service unto my guru. Ramanuja gave permission to his cousin and went to Tirupati. Then Ramanuja studied scriptures under the guidance of Mahaprabhu. Previously, he was studying under Mahaprabhu in Kanchipuram. Then Mahaprabhu left abruptly and came to Srirangam. Now once again, he was very happy to associate with Mahaprabhu, to hear from Mahaprabhu about the scriptures. So he was every day would listen from Mahaprabhu. And in this way, he demonstrated practically how a Vaishnava should serve the others. He taught all the devotees how a disciple should serve his master and hear from his guru. He was very humble, very simple. By seeing the humility of Ramanuja, Mahaprabhu was very much moved, and he brought his son called Pundarikaksha and requested Ramanuja accept his son as his disciple. Then after this, again Ramanuja was studying under Mahaprabhu. One day Mahaprabhu told, my dear Ramanuja, not far from this place, there is a place called Tirukottiur. There is a great devotee called Goshtipurna, who is also one of the disciples of Ramanujacharya. He knows the Vedic mantras and the meanings. If at all you want to understand the mantras, Vedic mantras with meaning, you must take shelter of Goshtipurna and receive mantras from him. He is the best Vaishnava. I do not think anyone who knows the Vedic mantras, to my knowledge, like him. So please immediately go and take shelter of Goshtipurna. After hearing this from his master, Guru, Mahaprabhu, Ramanuja immediately left Srirangam, he went to Tirukottiur and met Goshtipurna and begged Goshtipurna, my dear master, please teach me, give me that mantra, Vedic mantra, and with its meaning. Goshtipurna thought for a while and told, no, not this time. I cannot give this mantra to you. Better you go back. Ramanuja was very much dejected and he was very unhappy that he could not receive the mantra from Goshti Purna and returned to Srirangam with a heavy heart, feeling very sad. And this Goshti Purna was unwilling to give this mantra to anybody. Again Ramanuja came to Goshti Purna and requested again, please give me that mantra. Again he was rejected. No, please go. I cannot give this mantra now. Time and again Ramanuja approached Goshti Purna. Every time he rejected. Like this 18 times it happened. 18 times Ramanuja was rejected by Goshti Purna. He did not want to give this mantra to Ramanuja. Then Ramanuja thought, I think there must be some contamination in my heart. Hence, Goshti Purna was not willing to give this mantra. He is not bestowing his mercy upon me. He then started crying. Tears started flowing from his eyes. This news reached to Goshti Purna. After hearing this, Goshti Purna was moved by pity on Ramanuja. Then he called Ramanuja and said, my dear Ramanuja, now you are worthy of receiving this mantra. Only Lord Vishnu knows the glories of this mantra. No one else knows. Anyone who chants this mantra, he will go to Vaikuntha at the time of death. This mantra should not be uttered by one who has got desire to enjoy, one who has got material desires. No one should recite this mantra. This is a very, very confidential mantra. I am giving this mantra to you. Then he called and gave this mantra, Om Namo Narayanaya. Then he said, please do not reveal this mantra to anybody. Ramanuja, when he heard this mantra, he was so much thrilled, so much excited. He went into trance, ecstasy. Then after receiving the mantra, he offered obeisance to his guru, Goshti Purna. Then he was returning to Srirangam along with his two principal disciples named Dasa and Kuresha. While he was going to Srirangam, he saw the people were suffering due to lack of God consciousness, and he was feeling compassion for the fallen souls. Then he called all the people, please come to the Vishnu temple. There is a Vishnu temple in Tirukottur. Please all of you come, I am going to give priceless jewel. This news reached everyone like a forest fire. So people all thought, then everyone started discussing and saying that some prophet has come and he said he is going to give priceless jewel. They all thought he is going to give diamond and gold to relieve our material poverty. So everyone reached the temple. Ramanuja and Dasharati and Kuresha, all of them reached the top of the Vishnu temple. And Ramanuja addressed all the gatherings. Thousands of people gathered and said, you are all very, very dear to me, more than my life. Therefore, I want to relieve you from all material suffering. I have brought a very powerful mantra that will deliver you from all sufferings. Simply by chanting the mantra, all of you will attain the shelter of Lord Narayana. I will go to the abode of Vaikuntha. Then he started chanting the mantra, Om Namo Narayanaya. So he asked all the people to chant. Everyone started chanting. Again he chanted, Om Namo Narayanaya. Again he requested all the people to chant. Again repeated. Again thousands of people chanted. It was like the entire place was like a Vaikuntha atmosphere. Everyone was filled with happiness. All the miseries, unhappiness, all went away. The people, those who came with the intention of getting diamond, gold, they thought it's all the so-called diamond, so-called gold is nothing but a broken piece of glasses. Now we have got the priceless jewel. So they all happily went to their home. Ramanuja, after giving this mantra to all the people, he got down, then went to meet his guru, Goshti Purna once again. Meanwhile, this information reached Goshti Purna, that how Ramanuja revealed the secret mantra to other people. He was very angry. The moment Ramanuja came to meet Goshtipurna was very angry and said, "Get out of this place. I don't want to see you. I have committed a great sin by trusting you. I have clearly told you not to reveal this mantra to anyone, but you transgressed my order. By disobeying my order, you will be destined to live in the hellish planet for countless lives." Ramanuja was very calm, cool. He did not get upset. He did not get disturbed. And said, "My dear master, yes, I am prepared to go to hell and live for millions of lifetime. But remember, you told at the time of giving this mantra, anyone who chant this mantra, they will attain Vaikuntha. If thousands and thousands of people reach the abode of Lord Narayana, reach Vaikuntha, what if an insignificant person like me to go to hellish planet and suffer? I don't mind. One person can go to hell, but where thousands and thousands of people can go to Vaikuntha. There is nothing wrong in it." When Goshtipurna heard this from Ramanuja, was stunned to see the great compassion of Ramanuja for the common people, and said, the moment he heard this, his anger immediately went away. He became calm and said, "My dear Ramanuja, I cannot understand your true glories. Today onwards, you are my Guru. I am your disciple. I can understand. I know that you are a true devotee of Lord Narayana. You have got so much compassion for the common people. I don't have that compassion. After all, I am an ordinary person. I cannot understand your greatness. Please forgive me all the offenses that I committed against you." Immediately, he embraced Ramanuja. Then immediately Ramanuja fell at the feet of Goshtipurna and said, "My dear master, you are eternally my master. I am your servant. Please bestow your blessings upon me. Although I disobeyed your order, you said not to reveal this mantra to anyone. Since the mantra came from your lotus lips, the potency of mantra has increased. As a result, thousands and thousands of people will reach the abode of Lord Narayana. They will reach the abode of Vaikuntha. They will reach Vaikuntha. You are my eternal master. Please bestow your mercy upon me. Although I transgressed your order, nevertheless I am very fortunate by being embraced by you." By seeing the humility of Ramanuja, Goshtipurna brought his son, Saumya Narayana, and told Ramanuja, "Please accept my son as your disciple." Then after this, all the people of Tirukottur praised the glories of Ramanuja and his unlimited compassion for the fallen souls. Then Ramanuja reached Srirangam. Then he was studying under the guidance of Vararanga, son of Ramanujacharya, different scriptures. After some time, Goshtipurna approached Ramanuja and said, "My dear Ramanuja, there is a great devotee called Maladhara, who was one of the foremost disciples of Ramanujacharya. He knows Satari Sukta, which has got thousands of songs glorifying Lord Vishnu, that was composed by Satari, great devotee called Satari. He knows the meaning of this Sukta. Please, you learn this thousands of songs that glorifies Lord Vishnu from this Maladhara." According to instruction of Goshtipurna, Ramanuja started studying from Maladhara. So once Maladhara was explaining this Satari Sukta, one of the verses, when he was explaining, Ramanuja stopped for a while and gave another explanation. This Maladhara felt offended by seeing the audacity of Ramanuja. When he is studying under me, how can he explain to me? He left Srirangam, went to his native. Goshti Purna heard everything and came to his god brother Maladhara. And he asked, my dear Maladhara, could Ramanuja comprehend your explanation of Satari Shukta? Then Mahaladhara explained to Goshti Purna what had happened. Then Goshti Purna said, my dear brother, my dear god brother, don't feel sorry. Actually, it is Ramanuja alone who understood the innermost desire of our Guru, Yamunacharya. None of us could understand the innermost desire of Yamunacharya. Only he understood. Therefore, whenever he explains, you should understand, you should hear as if you are hearing from our Guru, Yamunacharya. It's not an ordinary soul like you are thinking. It's a great soul. After hearing this, he went back to Srirangam and once again he started teaching Ramanuja about this philosophy, about this Satari Sukta. Once again Ramanuja stopped and started giving different explanation. This time, instead of getting angry, he heard with rapt attention. When he heard about Ramanuja's explanation about this verse, was thrilled, was overjoyed by hearing such a wonderful explanation. Then Maladhara brought his son and asked Ramanuja to accept his son as his disciple. Then after studying this, he went to Vararanga, son of Yamunacharya. He wanted to know about the science of Dharma. Ramanuja wanted to understand the science of Dharma. This Vararanga, since he was very expert singer, he would go every day to temple of Ranganatha and sing and dance, and sometimes he will go into ecstasy and he would fall down. Ramanuja would massage his lotus feet to relieve his fatigue, and every day he would boil the milk and bring condensed milk to his Vararanga, and he was serving like a menial servant. Vararanga was very much pleased by seeing the humility of Ramanuja. Although he was a great scholar, great devotee, nevertheless he is rendering menial service. And at that time he told, I understand that you want to know the science of Dharma. Then he explained a verse from the revealed scripture. Anyone who accepts his spiritual master as non-different from Lord Narayana and serve his spiritual master without any material desire, without any other material motives, only he is the knower of true Dharma. He is the knower of true Dharma. So when Ramanuja heard this explanation from Vararanga, was very much pleased. Then Vararanga also he didn't have any children. He had only one brother, Chota Nambi. He was very dear to Vararanga. He brought his brother Chota Nambi and asked Ramanuja to accept his brother as his disciple. Then he accepted him as his disciple, and Ramanuja was preaching. In this way, Ramanuja was instructed by the foremost disciples of Yamunacharya, namely Kanchipurna, Mahapurna, Goshti-purna, Vararanga and Maladhara. Every devotee, these 5 devotees, a different aspect, they have got different knowledge, some particular aspect of devotional service, learned from Yamunacharya. All of them understood Yamunacharya is a embodiment or the qualities of Yamunacharya. Ramanujacharya was the quality of embodiment of Yamunacharya. So all the people would come every day and hear from Ramanuja about Vaishnava Siddhanta. When they would hear Vaishnava Siddhanta from Ramanuja, all the material miseries would run away. They were feeling very happy. Days passed. there was one head priest of Ranganatha temple. He was not at all devotee, somehow became head priest, and he used his power to get wealth, a lot of wealth, amaze wealth, followers. He would get a lot of respect, though he was not a devotee. And he was willing to remove anybody who was obstacle on his path. When Ramanuja was there in Srirangam, people generally would come and respect Ramanuja. Ramanuja had name, fame. And this person thought, the head priest thought, ever since Ramanuja came to Srirangam, no one is coming to me and offer respect. Rather, everyone is going to Ramanuja and offer respect. Somehow I should get rid of this Ramanuja. Then he went to Ramanuja and he said, my dear Ramanuja, kindly come to my home for lunch today. Ramanuja accepted. He went home and told his wife, my dear wife, I invited Ramanuja to our house for lunch. Do you know where is the poison? Do you require anything further? Do you want anything further? His wife also has got the similar thoughts like her husband. She understood what husband intend to tell his wife. Don't worry. I'll get the poison and make sure that I'll finish Ramanuja. So after saying that, this priest went to the temple. Wife cooked food, mixed heavy poison in the food. Ramanuja came to the house of the priest. And the wife, although she was hard-hearted woman, the moment she saw the purity of Ramanuja, his qualities, she was very much moved. And she started crying and told, my dear Ramanuja, if you want to save your life, please go somewhere else, accept your lunch. If you eat this food, you will die immediately. When Ramanuja heard this, he was shocked to hear this. He thought, how can this person has got this kind of mentality? What I have done to him? Why he wanted to kill me? He has committed great sin. Then he walked out of the house and he was walking and met Goshtipurna. And they fell at the feet of Goshtipurna and asked, my dear master, I don't know why he had developed this kind of thought to kill me. He committed a great sin. No, please tell me how we can be released from the sin, how we can be purified. Goshtipurna said, my dear Ramanuja, because you want to bestow your mercy upon somebody, Lord will certainly fulfill your desire. Don't worry. Don't worry. Then he was sitting and contemplating how this person, priest, can be purified. Meanwhile, the priest reached home and asked his wife. Wife revealed everything. He became very upset, very angry, because all his plan was spoiled by his wife. He scolded his wife, then understood the weakness of woman, being compassion for Ramanuja. Then every day Ramanuja used to go to Ranganatha temple, offer obeisance and pray to Lord. And he was praying to Ranganatha, somehow bestow your mercy upon this priest. Please deliver him from this sinful activity. After offering respect, offering prayer to Lord Ranganatha, he came out. This priest gave Charanamrita to Lord, to Ramanuja. Although Ramanuja knew very well that Charanamrita was mixed with poison, nevertheless he accepted Charanamrita and offered prayer to Lord Ranganatha for offering such a nectar, and prayed to Lord Ranganatha to deliver him. And this person, then Ramanuja felt ecstasy. His body was moving differently due to ecstasy, and left the place, went to his ashrama This priest thought, Ramanuja is finished today because this poison can kill 10 people. That much poison he has put in Charnamrita. Then he thought, today Ramanuja is finished. Ramanuja went home, went to ashrama. This person also went home. Next day, as usual, he was coming to temple. He saw many people were praising, dancing, glorifying Ramanuja. Ramanuja was sitting on the chair, closing his eyes. He was in trance. This person, when he saw that people are offering respect, he came and saw Ramanuja is alive. Then immediately came and fell at the feet of Ramanuja and started crying. Oh, Ramanuja appeared on this earth to kill all the sinful people. Kindly kill me. I'm sinner. Please kindly kill me immediately. Then he is striking his head against the ground and blood started oozing from his body. Then Ramanuja came to external consciousness. And my dear so-and-so, don't feel sorry. Lord Ranganatha, he saved you. Then immediately he asked, please give me initiation. I want to take shelter of you. Then Ramanuja gave initiation to the priest and delivered him. So from that time onwards, he became a completely different person. He became the devotee of Lord Ranganatha. After that, Ramanuja was studying Sahasragiti, thousands of songs, hymns that glorifies Lord Vishnu, that was composed by a great devotee called Nammalvar. He was discussing along with his disciples. When he was discussing the Sahasragiti, then one verse, when he was reading the verse, it explained about the glories of Tirupati, where Lord Balaji is there. That is not different from Vaikunta. Anyone who resides in Tirupati is residing in Vaikunta. So when he was explaining about Tirupati, glorifying Lord Balaji, then he asked the disciples, if anyone wants to go to Tirupati and makes a garden, cultivate flowers and offer to Lord Balaji, please go immediately. Who wants to volunteer? Then one devotee, one of the disciples of Ramanuja called Anantacharya, he said, my dear master, if you permit me, I am ready to go to Tirupati, Sri Shaila, and I'll stay there throughout my life serving Lord Balaji. Ramanuja was very much satisfied with Anantacharya. My dear disciple, by your act towards Lord Balaji, you deliver 14 generations of your forefathers. I am very fortunate to have such a disciple like you. Then after that, Anantacharya offered obeisance to Ramanuja and went to Tirupati. He cultivated garden and would offer flower to Balaji. Even today, the flowers are grown in the garden, which was started by Anantacharya thousands of years ago, 1000 years ago. Still, even today, the flower they offer to Lord Balaji every day. He was doing service, nice service to Lord Balaji. Once the citizens who were staying in Sri Shaila, their feeling means there was a scarcity of water. There was no water at all. People were suffering from a lack of water. Then Anantacharya wanted to solve this problem by digging a big lake. He and his wife decided to make a big lake so that the citizens, means the residents of Sri Shaila, will get water always. His wife, Anantacharya's wife, was pregnant and it was very difficult for her to assist her husband. At the time, Lord Balaji himself assumed the form of his wife and helped Anantacharya to dig the lake. And later people are very happy. Then after reading this Sahasragiti of Namalvar songs, hymns, Ramanuja developed desire to go to Tirupati along with his disciples. Then all of them started going. Once they reached some place, Ramanuja told one of the two assistants, please go to, they reached the place called one village. In the village, he had two disciples. One is wealthy disciple named Agnesha, who was very rich merchant, and a poor disciple, poor Brahmana called Varadacharya. He told his disciples to go and inform Agnesha about our arrival so that he will arrange accommodation and food. Two disciples of Ramanuja came to Agnesha and informed about Ramanuja's arrival to his house, that he is coming with many disciples, please arrange accommodation and food for them. The moment Agnesha heard about Ramanuja was going to visit his house, he was extremely delighted. And due to this thing, and he forgot to take care of these two disciples of Ramanuja, and immediately started arranging accommodation, all things and all. These people were not even offered a seat, they were not even taken care, they were not given even a glass of water. They were very upset. They returned to Ramanuja and they explained that we have not taken care, we have not even offered a glass of water. When Ramanuja heard this, he was very upset, very disturbed. It's a duty of Vaishnava to take care of devotees of Lord Vishnu. It's a foremost duty, but he has neglected this highest dharmas to serve Vaishnavas. Yes, forgotten. Therefore, I don't want to go to the house of Agnesha. Let us go to Varadacharya house. So Ramanuja came to the house of Varadacharya. Varadacharya was very devoted Brahmana, very poor Brahmana. He had a wife called Lakshmi Devi. She was a very chaste woman. She was a very beautiful woman. Varadacharya generally would go out in the morning and would come in the afternoon. He would beg, and whatever he gets would come and give to his wife Lakshmi Devi. She would prepare, offer to Lord Narayana, and after that both of them will accept as a prasadam. When Ramanuja and all other his disciples came to the house of Varadacharya, Varadacharya did not come. He was not there in home. He went out to beg. Lakshmi Devi alone, she was there. She was very happy to see her guru has come along with the Vaishnavas. Immediately she offered water to wash their feet and told, today my house got sanctified by your visit. I request you, all of you, go to a river and take bath and come. I'll prepare lunch for you. She sent them, after washing their feet, they sent them. She went inside the kitchen and she saw there was nothing inside the kitchen because husband has not come. And she wanted to serve her guru, she wanted to please her guru, but nothing is there in home. Then immediately thought came to her mind. In the same village, there was one rich merchant, business person. And he was attracted by the beauty of Lakshmi Devi, and many times would send a jewel and saris through somebody to give to Lakshmi Devi to seek her favor. He wanted to enjoy with Lakshmi Devi. But she was so chaste, Lakshmi Devi, he would not accept any of the things from this rich person, business person. He would not even look at the face of the person. Then she thought, okay, today somehow I will agree his proposal. Let me get money from him so that I can serve my guru and the Vaishnavas. Immediately she went to the rich businessman house and told him, today night I will fulfill your desire. In return, you should purchase all the provisions, vegetables, and send it to my house. I want to serve my guru. This person, when he heard this, he was excited. Because he attempted many times. He himself attempted many times. But he finally thought, anyway this woman would not come She would not accept my proposal. Now she herself has come. Then he was excited. He purchased double the quantity of all the ingredients what she requested and sent them in a truck. So she got all the provisions and cooked nicely, offered wonderful feast to Lord Narayana and gave to all the Vaishnavas and Ramanujacharya. So all the people were stuck with wonder to see how such a wonderful, opulent food offered by a poor person. After they all started glorifying Lakshmi Devi about the quality of food that she served. It became afternoon. They were sitting in the veranda talking. At the time, Varacharya came, returned home. And when he saw Ramanuja and all the Vaishnavas, he was very much delighted, came and offered obeisance. And Ramanuja and all the people started glorifying Lakshmi Devi, and she offered sumptuous, opulent food to us. He thought, how she can offer such a wonderful feast when nothing is there at home. Then she took her inside the kitchen and asked, how did you serve? Where you got all the provisions? Then she felt very much ashamed and revealed everything to her husband. How that businessman wanted to enjoy. She never agreed. But for serving her guru, she agreed to his proposal. So after hearing this, instead of becoming angry, Varacharya became very excited and started dancing. My dear wife, you understood the true philosophy. Only Lord Narayana is the supreme enjoyer, and the Guru is a representative of Lord Narayana. And you want to sacrifice your chastity for sake of serving your Guru. You understood the real philosophy. I am so fortunate to have you as my wife, who is the embodiment of the religious principles. Then immediately he brought Lakshmi Devi to Ramanuja and explained everything to Ramanuja. Ramanuja said after that, okay, now you take this prasadam and go to the businessman house. Both Varacharya and Lakshmi Devi went to the house. Varacharya was waiting outside. Lakshmi Devi entered the house. This person was very eager to have association of Lakshmi Devi. He took nice bath and put a lot of scent, and he was very eager. He was waiting for her arrival. The moment she came, he wanted to enjoy with her. She said, okay, you take prasadam first. So the person, he was taking prasadam. The moment he started taking prasadam, all the sin immediately ran away from the body. He became free from all the sinful activity, became pure, and he immediately started crying. Tears started flowing from his eyes and told Lakshmi Devi, my dear mother, actually you saved me from death. Just like Nala's wife, Damayanti, when both Nala and Damayanti, husband and wife, they were cheated by Pushkara, his brother, Nala's brother, and they were in the forest. When they were in the forest, and Nala requested his wife Damayanti, somehow you go to your father's house, and why are you suffering unnecessarily with me? Since she was chaste woman, she did not give up the company of Nala. Both of them were living together in the forest. And one day, Nala escaped. He thought, at least if I am not there, somehow she can go back to her father's house and she can live comfortably. He escaped one night when they were sleeping. Nala escaped and she was searching. At the time, one hunter was there. At the time, she was coiled by some snake. Then one hunter was passing by. When he saw the Damayanti was coiled by a snake, he came and killed the snake and released her. Then, by seeing the beauty of Damayanti, the hunter wanted to enjoy. Damayanti said, see, already I am a married woman. I have got my husband. Please don't approach me. And he could not control. He came near. Because Damayanti was so chaste, by her chastity, he was burned to ash. So this businessman was telling, I too would have been burnt by ashes. but you saved me, therefore you are my mother. Please take me to your Guru. I want to see your Guru. Then Damayanti was very happy to see this. Lakshmi Devi was very happy to see this, and he and Varadacharya took his businessman to Ramanuja. Then Ramanuja, he fell at the feet of Ramanuja. Ramanuja placed his hand, and he became free from all the contamination and said, "My dear master, please accept me as your disciple. Please give me initiation." Then Ramanuja gave initiation, and Ramanuja want to free this poverty-stricken people, both Varadacharya and his wife. So he said, "My dear Varadacharya, you can accept large sum of money from this person so that you can live comfortably. Why you are going and begging every day and struggling for life? You practice devotional service happily." Then Varadacharya said to Ramanuja, "My dear master, actually I am very much happy. Whatever we required, we get every day. We are satisfied with that. I don't want any money. Money is the root cause of evil. It distracts one from devotional service because it will drag one's senses to sense object. Therefore, I don't want money. I am happy with whatever I get." When Ramanuja heard this from his disciple Varadacharya, he was very happy and said, "My dear disciple, I am very happy to see you free from all the material desires. I have become purified by associating with you." So while this was going on, Yajnesha was repenting. When Ramanuja did not come to his house, he was very unhappy, and he thought, "I might have committed some offense against my master, therefore he did not come to my house." So he came to know that Ramanuja went to Brahmana's house, the Varadacharya house. Immediately came to Varadacharya house and fell at the feet of Ramanuja, and he was crying, "My dear master, please forgive me if I have committed any offenses." And he was crying, and Ramanuja said, "My dear Yajnesha, what is the cause of your suffering? Do you think that I have not come to your house?" "Yes, my dear master, you did not come to my house." "Yes, I did not come to your house because you did not take care of Vaishnavas. The highest dharma is to serve Vaishnavas, but you failed to serve Vaishnavas. It made me very unhappy." At the time, Yajnesha said, "My dear master, actually it's not due to vanity of my wealth I forgot to take care, because I was excited about your arrival. Therefore, I forgot to take care of their necessities. Kindly forgive me." Then after that, Ramanuja said, "Don't worry, we are going to Tirupati. While returning from Tirupati, we will come to your house." After saying that, Ramanuja, along with other disciples, went to Kanchipuram and had darshan of Varadaraja and met Kanchipurna. After having association with Kanchipurna, all of them went to Tirupati to have darshan of Lord Balaji. When they reached the Tirupati, the foothills of Tirumala, then Ramanuja said, "Since this is the abode of Lord, I don't want to climb. I don't want to touch my feet on the abode of the Lord. This abode is not different from Vaikuntha. Therefore, I don't want to keep my leg on the hill." He was determined not to go to Tirumala. He was staying at the down only. The many sadhus and devotees came to Ramanuja and said, "O great soul, you are a great devotee. If you are determined like this, what about the other people? How common people will go to Tirumala and take the darshan of Lord Balaji. Even the priests will not go. If you do not go, even the priests will not go to Tirumala, and they will not offer their worship. Please give up your determination. Please come to Tirumala." So Ramanuja immediately went to Tirumala. While walking, he was very much fatigued. He was tired. He was feeling thirsty. So his uncle, Shailapurna, he understood that Ramanuja was coming. So immediately came with prasadam and charanamrita and gave to Ramanuja. Ramanuja said, "My dear uncle, my dear master, why did you come? You are a great soul, exalted devotee. To bring Charnamrita and some prasadam, you could have sent some servant. Why did you come all the way, taking so much trouble for me? After all, I am an insignificant servant. Shailapurna said, even I too thought like this. I want to send some servant. But I was searching for some inferior person. But I could not find anyone inferior to me. Therefore, I myself have taken the task of coming to you and give this prasadam. Ramanuja was very pleased to hear this from Shailapurna about the humility of Shailapurna. Although he was exalted devotee, he considered himself as a lowest person. Humility is an ornament of Vaishnava. Even Chaitanya Prabhu many times would said this one. Maintaining humility is an ornament of a devotee. Then after that, Ramanuja went and had darshan. After having darshan, Shailapurna said to Ramanuja, please stay here for some more time. So Ramanuja stayed in Tirupati for 1 year. Throughout the 1 year, Shailapurna was explaining about Ramayana. So while he was staying, even Govinda, his cousin, he also joined Ramanuja along with his disciples. So he was with Ramanuja, was very happy to be with his cousin. So when Ramanuja was staying in the Tirupati along with his Shailapurna, he understood the peculiar behavior of his cousin Govinda. Govinda every day would arrange a bed for his guru, Shailapurna, and after that he would lie on the bed. And Ramanuja, when saw his cousin was lying on the bed of his guru, was very unhappy. He went and complained to Shailapurna that Govinda is sleeping or lying on your bed. Then Shailapurna summoned Govinda. And do you know what would happen if one sleeps on the bed of Guru? Govinda said, yes, one will go to hell. Okay, you know the principle, you are aware of the principle, then why do you act in such a way? Then he said to Shailapurna, my dear master, actually I would every day after making a bed, I would lie down to see that the bed is comfortable for you, so that you will not get disturbed while sleeping. That is my desire. If you sleep comfortably, I am ready to go to hell and suffer millions of life. I don't have any issue, but I want to see your comfort first. I don't see my future. When Ramanuja heard this, he felt very much ashamed. He misjudged his brother Govinda. Then one more occasion, Govinda was taking one cobra in his hand and opening the mouth of cobra, he was putting his fingers inside the mouth and giving trouble. When Ramanuja saw this peculiar behavior of Govinda, then he thought, what is this person has gone mad? Then he called Govinda and asked Govinda, why are you acting in such a way? You are so fortunate, you have been saved by the Lord. Otherwise, you would have been bitten by this cobra. You would have died now. Moreover, not only risking your life, unnecessarily you are giving trouble to a snake. Now you see the snake is about to die. Then at the time Govinda said, my dear Ramanuja, my dear brother, actually the snake while eating something, some thorn got stuck up in the throat. And the snake was writhing in pain. By seeing the snake is in pain, I want to remove the thorn. Therefore I was putting my finger and removed the thorn. Now the snake will become alright after some time. When Ramanuja heard this about the compassion for the living entities, he was very much happy to see his brother, cousin, to have so much compassion for even the snake. Then after that, Ramanuja approached Shailapurna and said, my dear master, now I want to return to Srirangam. Then Shailapurna said, my dear Ramanuja, what is your desire? I am happy that you have been with me for 1 year. Now please tell me what you want. If anything within my power, I will fulfill your desire. Then Ramanuja asked, please send your disciple Govinda with me. Then Ramanuja he called Govinda, Shailapurna, please go with Ramanuja. Then Ramanuja and Govinda left Tirupati, came to Kanchipuram and met Kanchipurna. We are running out of time. We'll discuss further the next session.